Hello, 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 hello. 다른 했던 거 돈도 맛이 가서 아는 돈 하셔도 그런 폰 땅을 자정했는데 땅 우리 박인 집에 땅은 아니 야보도
Get till the end of the year.
ningen
Oh, yeah. 응애가 되지.
괜찮 숨바다. 네. 도마사야지. 네, 나 주자 사소는 있는 거. 오. 정보 인도전전 제제정보 다정보 연도보 조비 일본도 조제 dembo 디와지본 제드는 제본 제본 고지와 나는 민과 나다면 등보성제자된데 비지와 자자도 발라샷 제도저주지 원등보 저된데제시 가정보 양도보 즈표성제 림방도 조세된보 디와시 지드네 제보 제본 제본 고도지와 나나면 바다문화제 등보성제 저된 외교와자자도 발라자도 원제도자도 제원등원 世界能界萨巴达罗，切达瓦，切切德摩德巴耶，切切德科多德，科拉切切玛耶巴，雅耶门德耶。德加耶切拉耶，世界拉拉切切。大耶是龙杰拉巴，他耶上杰杰杰杰，里边的拉拉耶耶，这边的拉耶耶。我就是嘛，爸妈这么来说的，家里这么你们爸妈，现在给你了个哥，姐姐上爷姐姐姐姐给咱有姐姐嘛，家里的给到万个多，个万天天自别学嘛，当我等到做到满街，那个些人。咱们人别别想着那么久嘛，也不是人我这些我是不上这些年嘛，常见的一些别做的，我觉得。
These are the praises to Tara.
别人就是自己觉得这样，恰是多大了，别人的他什么那个嘛。也见得我这年的日光了500年，咱这家人的王子我日光王子就嘛，有我人这些做些难的点嘛，咱这这些小的别也把这个也就一个小人的别了这话现在吧，咱这的人就把钱不这些不忙家，这些现在这些点子都大姐妈的事。咱们那个也家就随便不乱忙个家，马日就过了节，别让些我就错了错。咱们让咱搞完节，别回节别别，一个人也得到了也得到姐姐我们家，咱们在。嘛，当一个人的嘛年嘛，这也有也日光多少人的，家人的嘛年嘛些嘛，你们都些人年嘛，早呀早呀别别，你把结婚结过年，家人过年过人个月，这也人能个嘛。咱们这些马来下街，这些马街小街多，这年前年一个万年，这把多少年嘛？下街的马街马街嘛，年年这些年嘛，所有那样的年把结婚结半年嘛。咱这过年过上个月，那也跟着那个月，一个月别看两个月，日过多年。咱这年给我些嘛，年年的些年，所有那样的月，别把结婚结半年。咱这过年过上个月，那也跟着那个月嘛。一个月别过两个月，咱这的新闻特别，红叶那边特别年，这上面的老太别见，姐姐送了1万年，咱这来特别，这大街小巷老。当然你也别也多大嘛也帮着谁，咱这来也不也的，关键个小高也别知道我给我子，咱 송경아론 조동 되는데 아마도 완전도 라자도 바비시로 와든세지 디베 손자나 보잖아 이모도 진짜는 좀더 도도 진지진 라자도 개베메 담바벨론잖아 바벨단도 장고도 니담바이 진짜 담이게 개본 세반자 라자도 동전도 되마다 지금 말로는 동전 나병아는 누가 동전도 도제게 손들라자도 원집에 원장에 도제게 남아는 좀 모두 당제소에라 계제다라 샤제드 원변자면다 군나나나나 배우마수바와 진도사와다마수바와 준다 tumani dojo dumengana wana mujini aji jajawa namjana wadi shawale juyi la dele juyi doma sawa mebayi juse jazu chimbojo ma hu tangi tuge wana waza juyi keden janwa mandana juse ma pama doma sindena diye doma nyeji ge jena sama bala jebala Badu juba zanji giji su kanyin ba dadatan chujinji doman diyin rundu aga kaya za Uma zawan bine nami zawan dadanga daba yumi jumi sawa dinga yunga de barana yemanga ngana kongi anat balen dayi suwa uma zawan bine nami zawan dadanga bayumi jumi gibi sawa dinga yunga de barana yemanga ngana kongi anat Balenda yeso wa omazawa bene namizawa dada. Bayo mijeme gibi sawa dunga yunga de barana yemanga kongia nanda balenda yeso wa sumba ne sumba ungia na gia na baya gia na anaya o banga bia na zombe o sumba na sumba gia na baya gia na baya Anaya Bangambia, Zombia, Suman Sumon, Bengananga. Anaya Bangambia, Zombe. Jingle Chamber, Sajalana, Bella, Vega, Vorgun, and then the Jana Joga. Janan didn't Jim getting a calendar, Jana, is Jimbo. Go Savajana, get your Bajana, Lavanja, Mamo, Jason Zavatan, Java, Madamana, Jagadama, Sanji Jagadama, Jujagadama, Gimi Jagadama, the Jabadan, Jambo Jana, Bamada, Legis, to Jabatan, Jadan, Boda Sajad, Sanga, Renga Jabatan, Jana, Jabadu, Jandan, Izama Pamadumela, Zoga, Javana, Jagundo, Samalana, maybe the Mad, the Majambisin Jalabala. Kedinci Loma de Anava Jazama Pamadoma Domani Jigana, Guachibala, Padu, Batni, Gigi, so Kayimba Latin, Chujin, Tomandi, Zimbajela, Susan, Sonji, was Savajangi, Suman, Suman, Bengana, Bengana, Suman, Suman, Bengana, 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 Wana Bangambia, and Suman, Suman, Yana. Yana baya, anaya o maga biyara za hombe. Angiye tugiye hone uza o durdube doje saje lo durdube doje lo. Din durdube doje kuje wana ri din doje larede. Tamjiye jana doje baya je bazan meba dumbe jidu jibe juro de keba jibe meda. Kato nangi mebun shuju tube uza dada homanda no cheba jo benza vajara. Benza raja. Oya, tatarende, tendende, jazama, pamadoma. Yeni doma niye jana pua chevala. Ta lobenchi chere rimba ta, lome chere rimba ni yebe na. Lobenchi chere rimba samango du son sin. Tosu baba, lome chere rimba la ya. Chuja mande su yebe na. Chuja ningo du son sin be wanto ta. Tosu baba, mande yinbe. Tenya lama ya, tameba ma yinba. Tendende, jazama. Romaniji ki kwani yoyo sambache, sende naji romaniji ki kwani yoyo sambache, dihi jenga wa, jena shuyen du dajen lu, lunga tusan gezo da jeba, naji manja sambe nambacha de, doba meba mbinyan be kwan, monjan du du shimbe wa shu.
So today, in terms of offering this empowerment of the 21 taras, there are the stages that are needed to be accomplished by the Vajra master, and then those that are accomplished by the student. So I have already done those that are necessary for the Vajra master. And here, when it comes to then the stages for the students, we shouldn't see the master as being an ordinary sentient being, but rather we should see them as being in actuality Tara, the 21 Taras. And then we should think that our own body, speech, and mind are blessed, that we are not sort of ordinary, but having received those kinds of blessings, we then engage in this empowerment of the 21 Taras. So this is offering the mandala.
nieba de seda zong chi cha de juda我的刚了带吧应的新的nieba ko因为带人nieba de nieba de 短短的吧去 nieba de 结果上吧结但是没是的短短的吧结吧了大概结果是呢去结吧统计去存在几上上述就是么怕嘛都没见那学那个但你们要不去上吧去娘家家的村里人那那啥些呀，边疆农就主要针对其他陪伴针对就上那么东去，那么那个样的那个老点干的，他热干什么？老点干的，然后说当突然两百斤的准备面积他们家人，地方他们家然后就小，年头他们家讲把年头，是来年的了他们家因为别大把几笔六百元的，多蛮短。起码你送的么多呀？起码的话，你先个在进去上有没有的，的话你先个的价格真的，但便宜的那些，这话差点那就年度往那过完这话，出去这话少到这话那就因为别马上存钱的便宜，经济老板就认识。在我店呢，进我都吃了，趁的那起码个可以碰着上马银吧。但是的话，他把他统计起没不帮样，在我店的都突热去，就是真的一个这样，存来就那样子见了巧，见了女了是，就是等于在这到比这种做嘛了店呢，娘们也不去，这种做嘛店呢，见那选的，但娘们也不去，意思不去。
So here to begin with, today we are taking this empowerment of Venerable Tara, and we should, as usual, set our motivation, beginning by thinking about the life that we have now, how precious this human rebirth is, and how greatly difficult it is to find. So when we see that this is something that is just barely possible to even attain, and we can look at this by way of the sort of causes that are necessary in order to take such a rebirth, the nature of such a rebirth. When we see that it is something so rare and valuable, then we have the kind of motivation to make this life meaningful, to do something meaningful with this life. It includes like taking this empowerment of a Venerable Tara, who is the embodiment of the enlightened activities of all of the Buddhas. And so one should not be taking this, however, for sort of ordinary purposes, like in order to avoid, sickness in this life, or in order to gain wealth, in order to gain fame, or something like that, but rather recognizing the kind of expediency and power of the practice of Tara. We should be thinking that in order to eventually be able to attain that state of perfect enlightenment, we are going to rely on practice well, do it with real conviction. And if one does, this has the kind of ability to quickly pacify all of our negativities and help us to avoid falling into the lower realms. Having the kind of ability to gain a good rebirth in the future allows us to continue to practice, to continue to progress along the path. And so using this practice of Venerable Tara, because she is sort of like extremely expedient, very quickly beneficial in bringing these activities, all of our practices will have this kind of blessing. So here then, in order, we should set that motivation, thinking we are going to really practice well, having received this empowerment. And here to receive the empowerment, we should imagine that this is not just an ordinary place, but rather this is in actuality the sort of palace, the celestial palace of particularly green Tara of the teakwood forest. And so here we should imagine that this is a pure realm. And so too, that in actuality, the master is green Tara, not an ordinary kind of a being, but that we are really in the presence of Tara. And then we will recite this request to receive the empowerment 3 times. So recite after.
Deva Shabata, Gawala, Jesu Yarawan, Mundodan, Majuna Tadani, Senja Tamji, Tamjalana Mera, Zobe Sanji Kumaran Baji, Jinaja Tabaja, the ancient Chanju Sembe Dambazone, Jesaji Java Tadala, Sujan the Lavi in Sambachi, Chandon Soyachi.
So here we are practicing the Mahayana Dharma. So it is necessary to have that kind of bodhicitta attitude. And here we will then take the bodhisattva vows, beginning by thinking of an attitude of refuge and then confessing all of one's negativities, rejoicing in virtuous activities, and thinking that for the sake of all mother sentient beings equal to the expanse of space, I must by any means possible attain the state of perfect, complete enlightenment. And so for that purpose, I'm taking up these bodhisattva vows, and then I'm going to train in the various bodhisattva deeds, the 6 perfections and so forth. So with that, we will then, it'll be 3 recitations of these bodhisattva vows. I go for refuge to the 3 jewels. I confess all my negative deeds. I rejoice in the virtues of others. I take Buddha's enlightenment to heart. This is an abbreviated version. I go for refuge to the 3 jewels. I confess all my negative deeds. I rejoice in the virtues of others. I take Buddha's enlightenment to heart. So recite a 3rd time, thinking that if one has not previously attained bodhisattva vows, you have attained them. If they have degenerated, they are restored. And if they have not, they are just increased more and more. So we will recite together this 3rd time. And this is kind of an abbreviated version, just the first verse of 3 that we normally recite. I go for refuge to the 3 jewels. I confess all my negative deeds. I rejoice in the virtues of others. I take Buddha's enlightenment to heart. So we should think that we have given rise to this kind of extraordinary attitude of bodhicitta that wishes for being able to benefit all mother sentient beings equal to the extent of space, this highest kind of aspiration. We should have this feeling that we have given rise to that.
진공원 주체 도만이 시선이 소소 주만 가제도에 다 된다지야 제 돈은 저 마도나 소소 도마 지고 지주 제한테만 양도시 지고죠.
Nên Ngài sẽ giới thiệu ở trước bánh tô
So here, then we will be doing a kind of visualization for the 21 Tara. So we will do this together. This has already come in the text, but we will, if one is able to, you can do the 21 or just a single Tara. So here we'll begin there.
không được thì mình có thể quán một vị Tara cũng được.
난게 다른데 친구들 고산나고 네 로지 사이즈라고 그걸 메르다 집에 도무이 송고데 용단한다 집에 나 대우서 네 승딩이 나체 답이 사이즈라고 뭐지 지면다 승딩이 나체 생인데 승딩은 승딩 신지 신마오지 동봉마오지 신동 신대 남아를 고쇼 배 점야고요 자야 소쇼 자 신 동봉마 되게 자소이나 자야야고요 좋아침도 너야고요 로율 나 자는 마용도 생딩 뭐뭐 돈도 제가 다 생딩 나줘서는 다 된대서 신 다들 생딩이 제 사지 탐지 사지다 나서다 봉정을 소바 근데 얘네 소다 전부 좀버치 제마 나서봐 진신다 매도 나서빈 저비지야 동버치 제마 런던 뭐 좀버치 나서긴 담아지 근데지 얘네 빠세 되면 자춘지 다 언제 나서 신도 네 제시 예동이 우수 다 빼미 동버신도 자체가 지지 대딩도 빼마도 빠져 좀이 처비기 다 대화라 타고도 대화다 타고지 타고도 도만이 시사지 있고 같이 대화들은 다윗된지 다윗 된 주도지 유미 된 같이 한때 잡았어서는 유미 된지 도만이 지기나 그래서 현다서 시와라 다윗 된지 다 되게 대외된도 다윗 된지 된도 신대나 정도만 공도 장은 시다나 여반한다 예 초진 군조 성전지 자자 오발롱 뭐 요한전지 년지 태도 같이와 공긴 랑초 주도는 변나서지 배다 지제다 된바 제시 예동 눈베지바 시신 잠바 예바 빠이 냠제 오다 천디 오다 나보 빛나시 nomba 나는 nomba 얘는 체야 토조 진이야 체 라마데파 스버진 마 그게 지켜 rumbachi ujenda nyejela suba rumbachi jena zoji jemba benzali tuyo selu hai benzali sengede hai tate haze benzali gase tuje ma sururu chegina chego naluma din tebona chego yoro dinala ma jena juntu patrangi na be singang tanji pa keto ni tiji jajun chimbo benzaleg이 거기 제주시가 하이 남자지 하자지 benzaleg이 된게 떠요다 매우 소딩이 네 다윗 대나 샤위야자 요감비 따지스 네 도지선비 주롱이 주바 된지 조선지
So here then this visualization begins with as normal sort of a Vajra ground, a Vajra fence and canopy together with those sort of iron mountains or fire mountains. And then this is in the center of that is a teakwood forest. I think in English we call it rosewood or teakwood. It has kind of a red color on the trunk of those trees. And these trees can be used for many different things. Like they sort of have a pretty pattern and design inside. So Geshe-la has seen many of these trees. So this is a teakwood forest, which the ground is spread with kind of like jeweled sand. And not only is it sort of spread with this jeweled sand, but there are many various kind of green trees. It's very verdant and green. And those are adorned with various fruits and flowers. And so in the center of that is a great kind of lotus bush that has a very sort of green jewels on it. And on the center of that like main lotus, there is Jitsumadroma. It's a sort of like beautiful place, and she is sitting on a moon disk and then is surrounded by the other 21 Taras. Now 16 of those are on moon seats and 5 are on sun seats. Those that are like a little bit more wrathful are sitting on the sun cushions or seats, and then the more sort of peaceful aspect Taras are on the moon cushions. And so in the center is Tara of the teakwood forest. She's blue-green in color with one face and 2 hands, the right hand in the gesture of granting the supreme and the left hand in the gesture of symbolizing the 3 jewels, holding the stem of a blue utpala flower, which is open at the side of her ear. And she's endowed with the kind of splendor of a 16-year-old youth, peaceful, smiling, kind of graceful demeanor. Her hair is in part up and the rest like sort of plaited up, and the rest is gently falling, covering her upper body. And she's adorned with various ornaments like head jewels, earrings, and so forth. And then she is clothed in something that's called Pantashlika, and it's sort of a divine substance. It's like sort of miraculous. If you wanted to put it into a really small container, it could go into a very small space. But then if you pull it out, it's enough to like cover the entire realm. So it's a special sort of like cloth of the gods, clothing of the gods.
수수 drama 야보 사기나 drama 야보 산 제지도 망라 야보 저기나 저시만 손 파자는 지수 drama 제레스 티소이다 대화지 신 지수 drama 대화지 신고 전도 등산투서나 drama 야보 산 냠네 징에 티소이 변의 미지 차잖아 그때 나샤 바로 진때 나샤 지난 망만 지수 drama 용 지수 drama 용 저한테 Tanda chante de deshos, nasaya de deshos, jema nga lenga leyongos, lando. Jema shindu yidung yi ne poson soba yo, tenenge juma cha lenga leyons, tende malana tende chondo, tinsan tu zerda. Jeza tende yor.
So we should imagine that this realm of Venerable Tara is extremely beautiful and pleasing. It is something that's like really dazzling to the eyes. Everything is excellent there. And if we engage in the practice of Venerable Tara, accumulating the mantras and having a single pointed focus and making really fervent prayers, let alone not being born in the lower realms. We have the ability to be born in like Sukhavati, the realm of Tara or Avalokiteshvara. So this is something that we should recognize is possible. It happens like now. It's not something that is just like a story of the past. There are stories about people who have been sick and making requests to Venerable Tara. They've been sort of like told that they will be led in the future to a pure land. So we can have faith, we can have confidence that if we really practice this in a genuine way and make these kinds of prayers, we definitely have the ability to be born in, say, the pure land of Sukhavati, this extremely pleasing, or this extremely beautiful, pleasing realm of Tara.
Khi người bệnh đó
So there was a person who made these kinds of accumulations of mantras and prayers to Tara and was completely healed from their illness. There are stories like that.
Oh yeah, then 타고 로마니 시사지. 샤니 야고지. 내가 담바라 뉴시 빠이 지점아. 공도 마무. 시지 차니 차변도. 시지 차니. 예 조진지 차지 되나. 원두지 방방 마보 남바스. 단데 주 가담비루. 저 가담비기. 조진의 마주비 단 로마니 지트. 니마 베베 마주비 로마니 지트야. 차만보다 차세만보다 남한다 틀려. 조진의 마주. 대지 방바. 완두지 방방만 본나. 내니말을 지점아 시와침. 등기 나와다 까와. 예 초진지 때는 내도 시와집이 방바 까본 남바. 방바 까본 남바.
chúng ta hãy bắt
내가
đầu.
손발을 지존도마 하시지만 내가 손발을 지존도마 선도지 예 초진지 때는 차도 손노집이 방바 서번 남바. 내 집아 저 강가 다윗된 자자 내 집아 다윗된 지존마 선도지 예 초진지 체제비 방바 서번 남바. 내 집아 받지.
So here, then we're going to begin describing the surrounding 21 taras. And this is following in the system, the Kadampa system that comes from Joel Atisha. So there are different sort of traditions that involve more various hand gestures and colors and so forth, and are more complicated. But here, this is following the system of Joel Atisha. And so here, the first, on the first cushion, and these are all moon cushions, the first four, east from the east going clockwise. First is Tara, Swift Lady of Glory. Her color is red. She has one face and two hands. Her right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, with a red vase of controlling nectar. And then second cushion is supremely peaceful white like the autumn moon Tara. Her right hand is in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, and it holds a white vase with nectar that pacifies sicknesses and spirit harms. And then we have Tara, Lady Lady of Golden Color. Her right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, holding a yellow vase that increases our lifespan and merit. And then there is Lady of Complete Victory, holding in her hand is in the mudra of bestowing the supreme and holding a yellow vase that increases lifespan. So then next on the fifth cushion is a sun cushion. And this is Tara, she who proclaims the sound of whom. She's red, yellow in color, the right hand in the mudra of the supreme, holding a vase that has kind of enchanting nectar. The sixth is on a sun cushion as well. She who is completely victorious over the three worlds. She's red, black in color, her right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, with a vase that has nectar that gets rid of any sort of interfering spirits. On the 7th is again a sun cushion, she who conquers others' powers. She's black and slightly wrathful, with her right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, and a vase with nectar that averts mantras and spells. The 8th Tara is again on a sun cushion, and her name is she who conquers Maras. Her left hand, I think it's also supposed to be the right hand, is in the mudra bestowing the supreme, with a vase of nectar for destroying enemies.
Gucci Pumbas Sama Setsoma Dambawa. Ine Kundo Mase Ye Chojenta. Ine Chojengi Ine Jiba Jabi Pambanamba. Den Juniba Jizoma Trashin Zema Masechi Ye Chojenji Trashiban Zebi Pambanambas.
And so then for the next 4, we go back to being on moon seats, moon cushions. So next, the 9th is lady symbolizing the 3 jewels. She's white in color with her right hand in the mudra bestowing the supreme, which has in her palm, she's holding a vase with nectar that protects from fears. Tara, then on the 10th cushion, again, a moon seat. Tara, the one who conquers Maras and brings the world under her control. She's red in color and her right hand in the mudra bestowing the supreme, with a vase with nectar that conquers Maras and brings the world under her control. Then the 11th is Tara, the eradicator of poverty. She's kind of a radiant gold color, or red yellow color, with sort of a golden aspect. Her right hand in the supreme mudra of the supreme giving, with a vessel of nectar that protects from poverty. And then the 12th is she who grants the auspicious. She's red yellow in color. Her right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, with a vase with nectar granting auspiciousness.
Nimi denlas, ta nimi den taji jindo, tan de juji ba de nimi den, tema teni nimi den nga ma duyama. Den juji ba nimi den la, jizo man chonye je ma namo, chonye jung se yo ba, ye chojen ji, chaja na, ene gela nunbe ki pamban namba. Den ju nga ma jizo ma shewa chi mo kundo kabo, ye chojen ji chaja ki, diba shewa chi bi pamban namba. Den ju du ba jizo ma, ene riba hunle do mamo ye chojen je ringa pewa jebi pamba nambas.
So then for the next 13, again on a moon seat, is she who blazes like fire, who kind of overcomes enemies through that blaze of fire. She is red in color with her right hand in the gesture of bestowing the supreme, and a vase that has the kind of nectar for destroying enemies. Then number 14 is our last on a sun seat. Who is frowning wrathfully. So she's black in color with a slightly wrathful frown. Her right hand in the mudra of giving the supreme, holding a vase with nectar of overcoming obstacles. Then we have number 15, again on a moon seat. All the rest will be on a moon seat. She of supreme peacefulness, who is white in color with her right hand holding a vase, again in the sort of gesture of bestowing the supreme, holding a vase with nectar that purifies negativities. And number 16 is Tara, who arises from whom, of intrinsic awareness, we can say. She is red in color, holding a vase that has the kind of nectar that increases our knowledge mantras. So that's the 16th.
Nembigi, the Pambanama. Then Jajama, Jajabala, Jazama, Tune Seshi, Shishi Savajiva, Tune Shishi Savajiva, Kamu, Ye Chojenji, Tune Savajivi, Pambanama. Then Jugubala, Jazama, Zoda Malang Yamba Sama, Tundigi, Jazama Kundo Kabu, Ye Chojenji, Zoda Malang Yamba Savaji, Pambanama. Then you Shuba, Jazama, Rene Sama, Kundo Mase, Ye Chojenji, Rene Sevi, Pambanama. Then Yijibala, Chanleji Jazama Kamu, Ye Chojenji, Chagatina, Chanan Hanzo Gubi, Pambanama.
So then number 17 is Tara, she who shakes the three realms. She's red, yellow in color, the right hand in the gesture of granting the supreme, with a vase with nectar overcoming knowledge mantras. Then 18, again on a moon seat, is she who dispels and pacifies poison and disease. So she is white in color, the right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, holding a vase with nectar that dispels poison and sickness. And then in number 19 is she who dispels disputes and bad dreams. She is white in color, her right hand in the gesture of bestowing the supreme, with a vase with nectar, dispelling disputes and bad dreams. And then we have on the 20th cushion, a moon seat, she who dispels severe disease, contagious disease. She's red, yellow in color, with the right hand in the mudra granting the supreme, with a vase with nectar that dispels severe contagion.
David Simbi Chedongi Shuba comes, Navata Kashinimide, Pemada David, Kashi Pemada David and Pines. Tamji Jacho, Kudojingo, Oni Cabo, Tamasum Dojingo, Amau, Tugatu Dojingo, Oni Mombetsamba, Oni Tamila, Oni get sambas, Oni la Tami get samba. Tamila, Oni get samba Gambaina, to Tamije, Tami Lego Nalotel. No we take on. Money hung it so much. Took out the reaching go jet and then hot on jet, took out the reaching go jet and dojin Tami, Kashatami Kabo, Kashatami Jango, Kashimase, Kashimobo, Kashimanachi. The rage, Tami, Teta, Tami, there was a rang and dojin use it. Should you share on ya? Should you share on Yano Jubi, Jizoma? Jizoma. 소소게 다 지소마 로마니 시자지 로마 소소게 감 대단다게 다 로마 빠드메바 이셰바 빠드메바 주제와서도 지 두간에 안에 지소마 다 뉴시자지 마젠션데 자모방라 소소로마 띵송지 자홍홍호 무슈 징이니스
số có mà là thêm
말 이셰바
gì sẽ bảo
난다 니어라 당연히 년들라셔 이셰바 얘네 땡지 진거지어라 뒤두간에 와서 하소수 두간에 와서 쇼주신어라는 주 제조마 빠드메바 제자 이시사지 야만나 라랑게 와서 라랑게 제조 쇼주 제와서제 두 빠드메바 제자는 상사수 댄들라 소소로 마티 안다 댄지라 소소로 마티
tên thì tuyến cái kỳ là
렌지라 소소로 마티 제마스
So then 21 is she of enlightened activities, who is white in color, the right hand in the mudra of granting the supreme, with the vase that accomplishes various enlightened activities. So here, all of these of the front generation have one face and two hands. And in the left hand, so in the right, there is a nectar, or those vases holding various nectar, and in the left is the mudra granting protection, in which she holds in the stem of Inutpala flower, and they're all graceful, sort of peaceful and smiling, adorned with various silks and jewels, and so forth. And sitting in this kind of cross-legged posture of a bodhisattva with one leg slightly extended, and all have a white om at the crown, a red ah at their heart, a red ah at the throat, and a blue hum at the heart. And on a moon disk at each of their hearts is the letter tam, corresponding to their individual colors. So here we have seen each of their individual colors, like red, yellow, white, black, whatever it may be. They have that tam there, and where it says that there's like the hum at the heart and then the tam, the hum can actually be within the sort of it doesn't exactly work in English, but the M sound is a circle at the top. The whom could be within that. And from then those letter tum at their hearts, corresponding to each of their individual colors, light rays radiate out, calling forth the wisdom beings who look like the meditational beings that we have, the sort of mandala that we have imagined. We call forth then the wisdom beings to dissolve into them with the we will say za hum bam ho, where we invite, they enter, and then dissolve and become inseparable.
Mỗi vị ta ra thì
So then we have first done like inviting the wisdom beings to then become non-dual with the samaya beings, those that we have imagined. And again, light rays radiate out from their hearts and call forth the empowering deities. And with that, then we imagine that we are these empowering goddesses come forth. There's a mantra that will go with that. And then when they grant an initiation, our whole body is filled up with this nectar, our stains are purified, and we experience a kind of great bliss. And from the excess water, there then comes at the crown of each an Amitabha. So then the initiating deities will dissolve into each of those. So this is then granting the sort of the inviting the initiating deities. So this is like the water initiation. The body is filled up with these, like we imagine these empowering goddesses come and they like grant initiation with this vase, and our body is filled up with nectar. Our stains are purified. We experience this kind of great bliss, and the excess water comes up, and at the crown of each of the taras, then there is an Amitabha, and the initiating deities then dissolve into each. This is the water initiation. So here, then, when it comes to the actual initiation, we should imagine that we are actually in the sort of celestial palace of Venerable Tara, and that we aren't ordinary beings. The master is not an ordinary being, but is in actuality Venerable Tara. And then we will make this request for the initiation. So the master has sort of accomplished their various things, and then we will be making a request in order to receive this particular particular, the body empowerment. There will be these 3 sections of the body, speech, and mind empowerment. And so we will recite after 3 times in order to make this request to receive the body empowerment. So it will say, Master Vajra body of all the Buddhas of the 3 times, please bestow upon me the body empowerment of Venerable Tara.
mình thỉnh gia trì thân chứ không phải gia trì miệng, con lộn, xin lỗi.
소아따바 인자 다 저한테 도마라 두문마인 징거빌레드 라제제오레 라제 다진난데 제주다 방에 뱀이 동보 양시 자체비 때와라 알레다비 징고 가서 냐강이 된도 마마처럼 지존도마 공도장 시지차니마 되네 자 타고도 나도 뱀이 된 유시사지기 된도 다위 된 줄도 줄도기 된도 네 줄도지 네 샤도 있는 야고도 된통 샤도 있는 뉴시바이다 내만 제조마 제도 창조 지존도마 시지차니비 꾸지로 동장지 동바 대행하래 동바 대행하래 랑게 생이 네 홍이 땅이 질서노다 땅이 질서 신도 차이 생 땅이 동배랑서 땅이 질서 다 대행하래 네 지존도마 시장 용수 줘봐 나라 아제메 명원하게 이게 순이다 대답이 있는 답고 누가 주미 가서 지존도미 꾸지라 조선냐면 다 멤버지야 된다 조선 때는 대 타고 등에만 되게 로마니지 손노 땅 투나들 마두나 지존도마라 지고랑 소소 지존도마 나지 지고 손땅
Cho nên để trở thành
So here, then, as we go into this body empowerment, we, as the students, need to do the self-initiation. The students need to do that. So we will do the purifying into emptiness kind of mantra. And so, again, we are going to do the sort of visualization that we did before, that we went through very quickly, but that all becomes empty. And from that state of emptiness, we have the Vajra ground, the Vajra fence, the canopy, the iron mountains, and so forth. And then from in the center of that is this like teak wood forest with jeweled sands. We see ourselves in the middle of that on the lotus as Venerable Tara, blue-green in color, Tara of the teak wood forest, as was described above. And so one can then, if you're able to imagine the surrounding 21 taras, and within that state, we've purified into emptiness. None of this is inherently existent. And one should imagine that your own extremely subtle mind is in the form of a tam at the heart of that Venerable Tara, the principal figure. And it's like the reflection of a face in a mirror. It doesn't have any sort of inherent existence, although it appears in that way. It is just in the nature of emptiness. And so if we are able to then imagine, like we are identifying as the principal figure Tara, if we're able to do the visualization of the surrounding 21 Taras, that is good. But if not, you can focus, keep that your mind on the sense that I am Tara as we proceed through. So all becomes empty. This is that visualization.
이제 대도 가져와 주로 또 배다데 메자바 시행 동로 개변이 우다 튼데 지지 제제 라마 세브라 바베 구되게 바 뭐지 우제니제 라소베 뭐지제 나소이지 benzalige de na me da jeba da we pede den la xiaoye zhong se jiang yuan gong bi sen bi jie dong ge zhuo ba dan dang bo ni xie ba yi ji zhe ma gong ma ma xie ji xia ni ye chu jian ji te na wang du ji ba ma ma ba na ba ni ba ji zhe ma xie wa ji me dong ge da wa da ga wa ye chu jian ji te na ne de xie wa ji
So now we're going through the individual taras here. So then we have the third Tara, golden in color. She has a yellow vase that increases lifespan and merit. So the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th are on sun cushions, as well as the 14th, but otherwise they're all on the moon seats, and they're going to be having their right hand in the mudra of bestowing the supreme, holding a vase with their each individual nectar and each in their individual color.
Pumba Jabi Pamba Namba de Juniba Jizama Tashi Zama Masaya Chuji Tashi Vanzebe Pamba Namba de Juzama Jizama Bama Ye Chuji Danjumbe Pamba Namba de Juji Vanida Jizama Tony Namo Tony Junse Zama Yuva Ye Chuji Gila Nembe Pamba Namba de Jungaba Jizama Shiva Jimama Ye Chuji Deba Shiva Jibe Pamba Namba Denjudo Jizuma Rima, Riba Huna Doma Mase, Chujenji, Ringa Savaji, Mano, Denjudo Denjudamba, Denjudoma, Jizuma, Jiden Yoama, Chujen, Anime, Bomanam, Jeba, Jizuma, Tunisho, Shishin Sava, Jema, Gamo, Ye, Chujenji. Tu ne sawa jibe manama den juga wa jizuma zodang manama nye ba sa ma ga mo ye chujin ji zodang manama sawi pa manama den nyu juba jizuma rinne sama ma sa ye chujin ji rinne sawa jibe manama den nyu jiba chane ji jizuma ma ga mo ye chujin ji te na chane na zo gubi pa ma na ba tu ni ji ja ni ye cha yun jab jian jie jia jia ba la na ma xi jing zang la ge bi ni da da ma ji jian be de dan la si mi jin long ge ju ba de dan ji ju ma ga ban de ma ma bo tu ga hong gong be san ba ju de ji la tang ji ju o mi ga bo de la yu ba de ma ai ma bo tu ga hong gong be san ba ji yu san be ma ba ji
So that's
Chúng ta quán tưởng là tất cả
So then here, each of those is marked at the forehead with a white om, at the throat with a red a, and at the heart a blue hum. Actually, the tam marks the heart, and then that is marked with a hum for each of these.
chúng chữ tâm là chữ hùm, nên vị nào cũng có chữ ốm, a, tâm, trên chữ tâm là chúng từ hùm.
Da jie da, da la jie de, lama la jie de, dun jie ge, jing guo yu guo sai, we ze ga bu, om ye, zhe yu om ye le, we ze ga bu zhe, zhang na jo, da ji sua dao ca ro, zhu sang jia tang ji gu yi du jie lo bei, da la ji zhong zhong ma yi gu yi jie na zhe du sua dao ba, de yi jian ji ge, lama dan dun jie ni ge, zhe yu om ye ga bu de le, we ze zhe be. Zajuji lama yedang, sanje jansen, jizama pama dume lazo nanji, 구도지 신라 누트 탐지 지스마 네 까모 건도 까모 빠드메 오미 까보 근데 콜로 까보 두즈 까보도 그래서 까보데 인지미지 강가 산노당 지스마 까보 빠드메 오미 까보 빠드메 야나 두즈 까보도 그래서 까보 좀 빠드메 좋네 나기 칸칸아 좋네 근데 최종 빠드메 최종 빠드메 카부 유튜브에 제안하는 엄마 소수 룰라 스스 팀배 소침바와 카와바바 난다 팀송원냠비 팀배 랑게 루지 권는 사비 데다 바장의 제바 장시다 그도지 진라타 그 영어도 줘봐라 어와지 그 영어도 줘봐라 어와지네 저와 콜로가고 대와라 근데 오미가브 참바지 여선비 진라겠다 오니까 콜로가비 대와라 오니 참바지였어 콜론데로 콜로데와 지타타 주얼 주 콜로가고 대와라 오니가비 참바지였어
Chúng ta hãy quán tưởng
So here, then one should think that due to the force of one making this request for the kind of body empowerment, that light rays radiate out from the
là giống như bậc thầy A Xà Lê, thân kim cang của tất cả chư Phật trong ba đời, xin ban cho con sự gia trì thân của Đức Phật Mẫu Tara. Do cái lòng tha thiết khẩn cầu, cho nên là cái anh chữ ôm, chủng từ ôm ở trên đỉnh đầu của Lama để phóng hào quang đến chữ ôm trên đỉnh đầu của Đức Phật Mẫu Tara. Ở trước mặt Đức Phật Mẫu Tara, ở trước mặt mới phóng hào quang đến thỉnh cầu tất cả chư Phật, chư Bồ Tát ở 10 phương. Các ngài ban cái sự gia trì xuống bằng những cái chủng tự hoặc chữ ô màu trắng, hoặc là cái sa lung màu trắng, hoặc cam lồ màu trắng, ánh sáng màu trắng, hoặc là cái thân Đức Phật Mẫu Tara màu trắng. Là chúng ta có thể quán nhiều cũng được, hay là chỉ quán một mình cái thân của Phật Mẫu Tara cũng được. Rất là nhiều cái thân Phật Mẫu Tara lớn nhỏ đầy khắp hư không giới, thì giống như những cái nhỏ như hạt cải bắt đầu rơi lạ tả, nhưng giống như tuyết rơi đó, hòa tan vào từng
Sorry
lỗ.
for that interruption. So I don't know where we were at exactly, but one should imagine that the light rays radiate out from the Om, the Om at one's crown. And this causes the kind of power, blessing, and abilities of all of the Vajra body, of all of our root and lineage gurus, meditational deities, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and Venerable Tara, the assembly and deities of deities, and so forth. And so with this light rays radiating out from the Om at the forehead, one should then imagine that all of these blessings, power, and ability are drawn forth in the form of white taras, a white Om, white nectar and light, and so forth, in various sizes. You don't have to imagine all of these various things, but you can imagine in whatever sort of form that you would like. And these are drawn in and they dissolve into you as as like a blizzard of snow, and gently dissolving into the bodies of the various students. And with that, all of your negativities, obscurations, and their imprints that are accumulated through the body are cleansed and purified. And we should think that with that, you obtain the body empowerment. And one should meditate at the end of this as with a white wheel at one's forehead, marked at the center with a white Om. We should imagine that all of the kinds of blessings of the Vajra body, of the root and lineage lamas, meditational deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Tara, the assembly of deities, all of that, their blessings enter into the body, and we have obtained all of the kind of actual body attainments, that of the Vajra body.
Để truyền xong cái thân gia trì.
That with that, the body empowerment is accomplished. We will then proceed to the speech empowerment. And again, we'll recite after. So we're saying, Master, Vajra speech of all the Buddhas of the 3 times, please bestow upon me the speech empowerment of Venerable Tara. Please bestow upon me the speech empowerment of Venerable Tara.
rangin jambala, pema mabi tewala, ayi mabi tsambaji yoyo sambi membaji. Pema mabi tewala, choju sanje tangji ji sungdo ji sabyon ngo, sungdo ji obame sabyon ngo, ayi mabi tsamba. Ane kolo kabi tewala, kolo kabi nanagi chazen. Kolo kabi tewala, sanje tangji ji kudo ji, nanagi ngo, nanagi sabyon omi kaborwa. Jambala Baba Meg Sabe Sondo Jimo Ai Mabe Sambachi or Sambachi.
I apologize for the interruption, but so here we should make then fervent requests, again requesting to be bestowed this Vajra speech empowerment. And so here, as a result of that kind of request, light rays radiate out from the a red at the throat of the front generation and the self generation. And due to those light rays radiating out, they call forth all of the blessings of the Vajra speech, of the root and lineage gurus, our meditational deities, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Venerable Tara, and the assembled deities. And all of these are drawn in the form of like red taras, a red letter A, a red lotus, red nectar, or red lights. And it's almost like the little dust particles that are in the sunlight, like they're being swept in and dissolving into the throats of the students. They are all of the kinds of negativities, obscurations, and their latencies that have been accumulated through speech are purified and cleansed. We should think with this that we have obtained this speech empowerment, that one has the power, the ability to do all of the kinds of sadhanas of the speech, the activities of speech. And then on concluding, one should imagine that one's own throat is marked with a red lotus, at the center of which is a red ah. So as this empowerment is made. Again, we make these requests out of a kind of fervent devotion and imagine drawing in all of the blessings of the speech of our root and lineage gurus and so forth, all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Tara, they're drawn in the form of kind of red light nectar, red taras, red lotuses, and dissolving into our own throat, then it's marked with that red ah at the center of a red lotus. And we should imagine with this then that we have received this speech empowerment.
Còn chủng tự ôm màu trắng ở trên đỉnh đầu của mình là biểu trưng cho Đại Nhật Như Lai, là Đức Tỳ Lô Giá Na, đó là thân màu trắng. Nên là các chữ ôm ở trên đỉnh đầu của mình trên sa luân, và ở chữ A màu đỏ trên cái hoa sen màu đỏ là biểu trưng cho toàn bộ lời nói của tất cả chư Phật. Trên đỉnh đầu chữ ô màu trắng là thân Như Lai, Đại Nhật Như Lai là biểu trưng cho thân của tất cả chư Phật.
So then so then the master makes this request saying, please, may all of the blessings of the Vajra speech of the root and lineage gurus, the meditational deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Venerable Tara, and all of the assembled deities, may those blessings enter into the speech of the students. And we should then imagine with that we have obtained all of the kinds of accomplishments of Vajra speech and attained the speech empowerment. So then we have the mind empowerment. We'll request as before, changing the request slightly. So then that completes the speech empowerment. We turn to the mind empowerment. Again, one will be making requests as before. And when one makes these requests, then light rays radiate out from the self and the front generation, the whom at the heart of the self and the front generation. And this calls forth then all of the kind of blessings and power and ability of our root and lineage gurus, all of our meditational meditational deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and the assembled Taras. And it calls this forth in the form of like blue Taras, a blue hum, blue dorje, or sorry, Vajra, blue nectar and lights. And this is like gathered in the sky, almost like rain. You gather that all together, and then it's like rain falling, dissolving into the heart of the students. And so dissolving, it purifies and cleanses all of the kinds of negativities of mind, the negativities, obscurations, and their predispositions that have been accumulated since beginningless time related to the mind. And with this, we should think that we have been granted the empowerment of the Vajra mind, and that one has then permission to accomplish the various activities of the mind of Tara, and that at the end of this, one's heart is marked with a Vajra at the center of which is a blue hum. So here, in general, the kind of Vajra, we can talk about the various types, like the five Buddha families or the three sort of Buddha lineages. But if they are all condensed into one, distilled into one, it is that then Vajra, which is the symbol of Mikyud, the unmovable one. And so here, when we sort of distill all of those symbols into their essence, it's the Vajra and the letter Hum here. And again, one should imagine at the end of this that one's heart is marked by a Vajra with a blue Hum at the center of it.
Cái thủ ấn của ngài, đây là cái kim cang chùy, là biểu trưng cho cái sự gia trì của thân ngự ý của tất cả chư Phật, chư Bồ Tát. So then with that, we should imagine that the blessings of all of the root and lineage gurus, meditational deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Venerable Tara, the kind of blessings of their Vajra mind enter into the mind of the students, and that they have obtained this empowerment of the mind. So here then one should imagine where we are going to recite then this request, that this is making stable those kinds of empowerments that have been attained. So the body, speech, and mind empowerments, one should imagine that this then becomes stable.
달라 니와제도소. Means like, please care for me well, look after me. And we're requesting this in order to make stable. So we should imagine that due to this request, that the Om Ahum from that front self-generation, light rays radiate out, and those dissolve into our own three places, blessing them, and thinking that they become inseparable in nature from the body, speech, and mind of Venerable Tara.
Và đệ tử quán tử đã nhận được cái sự gia trì bản thể thân lời nói và ý của Tara vào thân lời nói của mình, và sự làm cho cái sự gia trì đó được kiên định.
다 전로 때문에 제가 됐어요. 다 대지에서 나이 대롱데 레벨롱 제도 야소하다 버데 정된데라 진라 데랑고와 제도 소스.
So that then completes the sort of making stable of those blessings of the body, speech, and mind empowerment. And now this will be followed by a request to receive the transmission of the mantra. So we will be reciting after 3 times, like having. So then having received these mantras, it's sort of making a request that then one might receive the blessings, attainments from the recitation of these mantras.
네가 다윗 증거지 된다. 당위기 다 나정도 제바 라 당위기 다 나정 어서도 제바 야고도 커소냐베 남바체 다 라스 마무 감메바 있나 라소소 감메바 있나 코치라도 소소 감메바 있나 강가 소소가 홍이나마 홍이 당위는 팀 멤버지 당위 홍기 참바지바 되는 팀 당위를 팀 바지
Nếu chúng ta không quen mà
So then one will imagine that from the mantra rosary at the heart of the guru, there comes a second mantra rosary. It comes out of the mouth of the guru, comes into the mouth of the students, and dissolves into the mantra rosary at the surrounding the letter tum at the moon disk at the heart of the students, and that they dissolve into one another. We can hear imagine that this is actually if we are visualizing the hum there, that it dissolves into that hum. Om tare tare ture soha. Om tare tutare ture soha. Om tare tutare ture soha. Om tare tutare ture vashim guru soha. Om tare tutare ture vashim guru soha. Shim guru. Om tare tutare ture vasham guru soha. Om tare tutare ture shantim guru soha. Guru soha. Om tare tutare ture shantim guru soha. So we're reciting for each of the 21 taras their own mantra 3 times. Tare tu tare tu re pusim guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re putam guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re putim guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re arya jana shri drum soha. Tare tu tare tu re arya jana shri drum soha. Tare tu tare tu re arya jana shri drum soha. Tare tu tare tu re cheke mo akara rashi shahoha. Tare tu tare tu re cheke mo akakari shoha. Tare tu tare tu re akakari shoha. Tare tu tare tu re sarva tu se sulu soha. Tare tu tare tu re sarva tu se soha. Savan tu tare tu re sarva tu se sulu soha.
Omatare tutare ture. Omatare tutare.
Tare tu re. Beton. Sava. Aranaya jo soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Beton sava. Aranaya jo soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Beton sava. Avaranaya jo soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Amoka. Chaturmaya ya. Humpe soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Amoka. Chaturmaya. Humpe soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Amoka. Chaturmaya. Humpe soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Sava raksha soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Nuba sava raksha soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Nuba sava raksha soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Hare. Pramadaya. Humpe soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Sava mara. Pramadaya. Humpe soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Sava mara. Pramadaya. Humpe soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Pasudara soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Pasudari soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Pasudari soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Mangalam. Putim guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Mangalam. Putim guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Mangalam. Putim guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Potaya. Pasmi guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Pota san kasi guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Pota kan kasum guru soha. Tare tu tare tu re. Mesa pram prataya. Padme Guru Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Mazabana Pataya. Padme Guru Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Mazamaham Pataya. Padme Guru Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Pabam. Pamanaye Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savapapam. Pramanaye Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savapapam. Pramanaye Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savadama. Prachodaya Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savadama. Pratishodaya Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savadama. Pratishodaya Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Samatambane. Tare Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savastambane. Tare Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savastambane. Tare Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savanaga. Pika. Guru Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savanaga. Shikala Guru Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savanaga. Pika Shidam Guru Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Mudanaye Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Mutanaye Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Mutanaye Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Pisre Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Pisre Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Pisre Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savasiddhi Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savasiddhi Soha. Tare Tutare Ture. Savasiddhi Soha.
아야, 난데 사람은 대나심 같지. 그저거 만드는 이유는 상관없는 거지. 쟤는 말을 반주 봐. 뭐
Thì đây là truyền cái quán đảnh nha.
일단 라면 두개 땅이 사변 땅이 이 사변에 의해서 왕게가 수주 제와서나 제바 당지 제한탄에 라면 제바프 왕라트다리 제바프네 소화도 수주 제와서나 제바 그래서 지진시바 당지 오만 되나 거로지 젠질라로지선 소화도네 수주 산제 남지 왕고야 공반자야 삼바다 삼만나지 시바저바다 메도도 알아서비 참베 엄마나지 두세간이 반바토네 엄마나지 조라마 왕고 조나지 초나 초산나서 게트바 제송하냐 멤버지 대제수 파송소가 송이 군조송 시주지를 也就是王公公这
Chữ ánh sáng chủng tự.
So here, then one should imagine that from the heart of the seed syllable at the heart of one's own form, that you light rays radiate out, inviting forth all of the kinds of deities from all 10 directions, together with the Buddhas and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and one then makes offerings and is making a request to really like receive the blessings of this empowerment. And so one will make that kind of request. And then it says like sort of please pay attention to me, you Buddhas who give this empowerment. May there be all of the sort of auspiciousness of heroes and heroines, those who are working for enlightenment. And so with the sort of throwing of these flowers, one should imagine that the empowerment is granted, that empowering goddesses come with vases full of nectar that then just like they're going to bestow the empowerment with those vases full of nectar. And there are sort of wrathful figures around the edge that are blocking any sort of obstacles or any kind of issues. And so these are the verses of auspiciousness.
Chúng ta hãy
So this is kind of to stabilize the sort of blessings that have been received. Again, one imagines here that upon sort of receiving this, one is one's body is filled with this nectar, and that fills the body, purifies negativities. You experience a great bliss, and then your crown is adorned with Amitabha. So this is the water empowerment to make stable the kinds of blessings that one has received.
ba cõi đều đảnh lễ quán đảnh đại kim cang sinh khởi từ ba bí mật của tất cả chư Phật sẽ được ban cho con. cái truyền quán đảnh trên
So then with this, the sort of water empowerment to make stability in these blessings, we should imagine that this kind of the water, this nectar enters into one's crown, bestowing empowerment. Your whole body is filled up, all stains are purified, and you experience this kind of great bliss. Then from the sort of excess water coming to one's crown, you then imagine that your crown is adorned with Amitabha, and following that, all of the empowering deities then dissolve into you. So we have called forth this kind of a mandala of so then with this, as we recite this, we've called up this mandala, this kind of Jitsan Tara, and so placing that on the crown of the head, or sort of having been introduced to that way. I don't know if we'll be placing it on the crown of each person's head. With the following verse, it says, from now on, until I obtain Buddhahood, I will protect, I will uphold the kind of conduct of these deities. Please bestow upon me the common and supreme attainments. And so with that, we should imagine that when we have the sort of the mandala with all of the various taras, that it dissolves into our body, and that we sort of obtain the actual body empowerment, that we have become inseparable from the body, speech, and mind of Venerable Tara. So here one can do this kind of disillusion, imagining all of the kind of, so sorry, we'll have to do this request. So from this time on, until I attain this state of Buddhahood, I will engage in this conduct of the deity. I will protect this conduct of the deity. Please bestow upon me supreme and common attainments. And then we should imagine that the 21 taras can dissolve into the central figure, and then that central figure into you. We can do it in that way. So with the recitation of this mantra, and then Zahum Bam Ho, they dissolve in, and it becomes stable, inseparable. Bam Ho, Bam Ho.
다 대가지 다 대인지 저만 파마도미 도만 스타지 제나 레벨 주버제 제가 대인자다 제나 지야데 선 냥네 지야게 치들어 냥네 지야데 인선데다 치마니가라 배야게 치들어 저 있는 치마 선데 내던 바치시 쉬야고 주야 용바지 인체치마게 숨마다 매번 넘어고 다 가서 아담이 누된 상부터스는다 대화진지 신강 답이 신강 야제투야 대답이다 용하여 제가 대인자 근데 용한 제발은 냠내 제발 냠내기 체도다 나서 제나 쇼버래 주사바 인자다 냠내 야고 제로지 있어야
So here, the purpose of giving an empowerment of the 21 Taras, which you have now received, this empowerment of the 21 Taras, the purpose of this is to engage in practice. And the reason that we do practice is in order to benefit us both now and in the future. Really, our main focus is on future lives, but removing obstacles like sickness, like poverty, and so forth, in order to be able to continue to practice the Dharma. This is our kind of aim in this, and particularly in order to gain a good rebirth in the future, to be able to continue our practice and being in a pure land and so forth. So please practice well. This is my encouragement to you. So please, I would encourage you to practice well and not just to gain sort of temporary happinesses. I mean, temporary things that we think of as happiness are not really satisfying. They're not satiating to us. They're just temporary. So what we really want is to gain that kind of lasting freedom, the freedom from having to take rebirth within samsara, that state of liberation and the state of full and complete enlightenment, omniscience of Buddhahood, such that we are able to benefit others. So here, I would encourage you to practice this well, and not just for the things of this life, but really with a proper kind of motivation. So recite, thinking that we are going to practice this well, keep the kind of commitments that we have made, and engage in this meditation on Tara. So we'll recite after. So as the principal has taught me, as the master has taught, I am going to accomplish all of that. That's what we're saying here. So here it's really up to you whether you do a sort of abbreviated sadhana or practice of Tara, or a more extensive one. If you're able to learn a more extensive one, this can be very beneficial, but it's really up to your own abilities and how much time you have and so forth.
Ngài đã truyền lễ gia trì nên dân mạng Đà La ngắn.
Lo sa tembe tembe sa so ye me se ta do Xin mời quý vị trở lại. Xin mời quý vị qua tay đường qua tay. Sau bên này qua bên kia mình cùng chân Xin quý vị qua thay đường để thọ trai nhé. Dạ, xin mời quý vị qua.